Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Free Project. It's James here, and we are going to talk about these two shows. I finally caught the Tankards. It's called Thicker Than Water. So I finally caught that show, and I think this was episode 2. I didn't see the first one, so I got to catch up on that one. But the Tankards, so I'm just going to get right into the Tankards, and then we're going to talk about those preachers again. All right, so now with the Tankards, you know what? I am sort of, I'm not going to say bored with it, but it's sort of, let's try to make up a storyline, or let's just follow them with the camera and see if anything happens. So they're having to edit and cut and splice and dice this show to try to have it to have a very decent storyline. But what I can say about this show is that the Tankards, they seem sincere with their profession of faith. They seem very sincere, and I love how Ben really showers his wife with gifts, you know, and really takes care of her and the family. He is a wonderful role model and father figure as relates to being a provider and doing his thing, and that the family really seem to bond. But what I'm trying to figure out now is his son, I can't think of his son's name, but is his son sort of, let's see, I'm not going to say lazy, but he does his DJ thing, and apparently they're living in the home with his dad. So I'm wondering if he wants to sit around on daddy's money. I'm not saying that that's the case, but I'm just wondering, because in the next episode they talk about how he needs to get a job and he needs to handle his business and be a real man. So they're leading up to that. So it makes me wonder if he's just riding off daddy's coins and just want to do this DJ thing and try to make a couple of papers, but not really putting forth and doing, you know, if you have to work at McDonald's to take care of your family, you do what you do. So, but that's what I'm just trying to figure out. And then, oh my gosh, did y'all check out his wife though? So the mother, she has this organization where she speaks to women to empower them about being, you know, millionaires and those who have those aspirations and so forth, to be on that level financially. You know, I have, again, I said this the last time, I have no problem with people having money. God gives us money to expand the kingdom. Not that we have to have all these things, but seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and then all the things shall be added. And the things that you need, not all these things that you want, planes and big cars and all that kind of stuff. Is it wrong to have that? No, it's not. I'm not saying that it's wrong to have that. We talked about this, I talked about last week. Ooh, boy, I tell you, that's what the people will talk about and try to figure out, well, you know, should a preacher have a plane? Does he need all that? Blah, blah, blah. You know, but she was telling the women, getting back on the story, she was telling the women about you too big to fly commercial. You know, what kind of foolishness is that? You too big to fly commercial. And I'm not saying that your aspirations to have, to be wealthy is wrong. If that's your motivating driving force in life, then you may want to recheck and rethink what drives your spirit and what drives your heart. However, to have the aspiration to do big things in order that you may help advance the kingdom, then that gives a different perspective on your profession to want to have all of that money. So that's the thing. And just the way that it was edited and just the way that it was shown, it doesn't appear, it just appeared that it was very worldly and very fleshly, and that it was the driving force behind her whole little seminar that she had on episode 2 was to get the women all excited about, I'm going to make the money and I'm going to show you how to make the money, and, you know, let me tease and tantalize and tickle your ear and your flesh so that you'll stay with my program, pay me my money, and we can all be millionaires and just live lavishly sitting on the tiki island somewhere drinking drinks with tiki torches around us and all that kind of stuff. You know, sounds good? Yes. But again, you have to look at your heart and what is it that God has called you to? Has he called you to that kind of life and for a reason, or is it something that He's called you to probably just be a nurse in a hospital, taking care of the elderly, taking care of people that are coming in from emergency situations, you know, and all of that gives glory to God. All of it gives glory to God. But if money is your motivating force and your love of money so that you can just sit around and live lavish, you might want to check your heart and see where your heart really is. But, you know, overall, The Tankers is a cool show. It's all right. It's cool. I'm not going to go in too hard on them because one thing I really appreciate is Brother Tankard. He takes care of his family. And he seems like he's sincere about his faith and doing what he's supposed to do and making sure that his family is okay. Now, I don't know if I can say the same thing about those preachers of L.A. You know, because those preachers of L.A., let me get on Dominique. Baby, I'm really trying to understand your level of spirituality. Dietrich, I'm trying to understand your level of spirituality. Because even in the midst of your wrongdoing, which you have confessed, which you have repented of, I'm trying to understand and trying to figure out what you had sat down had your father not made you sit down. Because that's what it seems like. It seems to me that you would have kept going, kept doing your thing, preaching and standing up, although you are in the process of a divorce and you're sleeping with this girl. So now, Dominique, you're sleeping with him, and okay, maybe we don't know everything behind the scenes, but just from the way that it's edited and based on what we're going by and based on some of the things that you're saying on the show, Dominique Dietrich, it sounds to me that while the process of the divorce was going on, y'all was kicking it. She got pregnant, so you couldn't hide your shame. You couldn't hide your sin. But it seems to me that Dietrich would have still keep preaching had his father not encouraged him to sit it down, and rightfully so. Daddy and Mama appear to be old school. And Mama, you're right about not trusting that girl. When she first came on the scene with your son and your son going through a divorce, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, who is this trick? Excuse me, who is this chick? Stepping to my son, you know, and here you are, you're going through a divorce and you kicking it with this boy. You know, you're kicking it with my son. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to be questioning what you're about. What's your motive towards my child? So anyway, so we advance on through the show. And I'm just trying to figure out now another thing with regards to the bachelorette party. If your friends are bringing you sex toys to your bachelorette party, you might need to get rid of them. I'm sorry. My wife ain't going to have no woman, nobody that she knows bringing her some darn sex toys for a bachelorette party. And I assure you, she'll probably put them out the house. Because she already told her when we got married, I think somebody was talking about bringing some stuff, and she's like, don't bring it up in our house. Don't be doing that. I mean, that's the equivalent of Christians up there watching porn, trying to spice up their love life, and that's a darn shame. You got to go through all that to spice up your love life. Come on, y'all. Really? You got to bring sex toys in it? But you know, they said the bedroom is undefiled. We can do whatever we want to do. I can hang from the ceiling and get my freak on. You know what? Hey, that's between you and your wife and you and your husband. Y'all go ahead and knock it out. All I'm saying is that the Pennyman household, we don't need any tools of such. I'm not bringing that into my house. I just think it's crazy. So anyway, it's just too much. It's just way too much. But yeah, so Dominique Dietrich, y'all are really making me wonder about what's going on with your level of spirituality. Loretta, come on. You know, you're doing a good thing by not allowing Brother Noah Jones to just step in without any work. Make that brother work. Because that drives me crazy when women in church just make themselves so available to men and then wonder why they get dogged out. You'll date a man, sleep with him just to try to keep him, and you making yourself look foolish, and then you're also making yourself look bad, and you call yourself a church woman. But yet you want a man so bad, you're going to sleep with him and turn over and do all your nasty tricks trying to keep a man. Do not sell yourself that short. God has blessed you too much to be laying around with some jackleg so he can just knock the boots, and then you wonder why he ain't really loving you, because he already got the gift. You done gave up the cakes. You done gave up everything. What does he have to wait for? Don't be easy. Don't be a trickery. Don't fool yourself like that to think that he's going to be the one. Because any man that will sleep with you prior to you getting married, I'm not saying that he's a bad man. What I'm saying is he's somewhat misguided and he's being guided by his flesh. And you don't want a man who's guided by his flesh to run your house. How about that? Come on now. Come on, ladies. Respect yourself enough to know that that you are worth waiting for. And make him put a ring on it before you give him anything. All right? So kudos to you, Loretta. Make him work for it. And if he's going to be in your life and he wants to be in your life now that he's sick, I don't know about all that. Come on, Noel Jones. But then again, they could be just writing a storyline for this and just adding a little, romantic part to it. Because that's what you need to hold on to female viewers. They want to know that as well. Where's the romance? Where's the male-female relationship component? So, I believe they're just playing with this little part right here. All right, but this Sound Free Project, I am out. The police is out here. So I better slow it down while I'm driving. Holla at y'all. God bless. Peace.